Hello, once again, welcome to the Pedagogy of School Subject Mathematics class for all of you. In the previous videos, we were discussed about the aims of teaching mathematics and different types of aims of teaching mathematics and differences between aims and objectives of teaching mathematics. Let's move on to the today's video about objectives of teaching mathematics. This is one of the very important area we have to understand very clearly before starting your teaching, because when you are well versed with the framing objectives of teaching mathematics, then it helps indirectly to design your teaching learning process along with the suitable evaluation procedures and techniques also. That's why one must has to understand very clearly the concept of objectives of teaching mathematics. Let's see. Objectives of teaching mathematics. Objectives are classified into educational objectives as well as instructional objectives. Educational objectives are broader terms. Instructional objectives are very specific in nature. So these objectives are derived from the aims of the subject, isn't it? We were discussed already in the previous video. So these objectives are derived from the educational goals or educational aims or subject aims. Educational objectives are broad and philosophical in nature, related to school and educational system, achieved with the help of teaching or instructional objectives, a dimension of learning, worthwhileness of pattern of learning for realizing, level of learning to be attempted, serve as guide, posts in learning. This is about the educational objectives. Educational objectives are also termed as sometimes the aims of school. All we can say. So this is or subject aims we can say. Broad and philosophical in nature, related to schools and educational system, achieved with the help of a teaching or instructional objectives. So this is only can be achieved through the instructional objectives. That is nothing but specific objectives with related to the particular subjects. So the educational objectives of teaching mathematics can be achieved through the instructional objectives of teaching mathematics, like that. So dimension of learning, they give worthwhileness of the pattern of learning for realizing, level of learning to be attempted, serve as guideposts in learning. This is about educational objectives. Next, what are instructional objective? Instructional objective is based on specific observable behavior among the student. So this is an objective, it can be observed. It is very specific in nature, it can be observed. But educational objectives cannot be observed, but they are not specific, they are general in nature and they are broader in sense. So that's why these are said to be very specific. These can be observed. The pupil will be able to write. The writing action can be, we can observe. He is able to recall, or he or she can draw, or he or she can locate, like this, isn't it? So this can be observable. This is called as an objective or instructional objective. So the behavioral in nature. So these instructional objective is behavioral in nature. Yes, these expressed in the form of behavior, one or the other way. What type of the behavior? All the behaviors can be measurable. So that's why instructional objective is also called as a measurable goal. Measurable goal or learning outcome of the student, we can say sometimes. So it establishes a minimum level of attainment for judgment. Instructional objectives state both behavior is intended to be developed curricular aspect and what actual behavior is developed and tested evaluation aspect. Yes, this can be through the curricular aspect, it is prerequisite, that means predetermined. So this is way we have to going and we are developing. After that, whether we have developed or not, we can test. So that is an evaluation aspect. That is a thing. Those statements are said to be instructional objective. Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. So for the beginners, how we can frame educational objective, it is a big question for everyone. How we can state, how we can have, before going to our classroom teaching, one must has to state so the suitable and relevant educational objectives. For that purpose, everybody has to understand clearly the theoretical background, how to frame a relevant and suitable educational as well as instructional objectives. For that, we must have to understand Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. So, Dr. Benjamin S. Bloom and his associates in the University of Chicago gave the classification of educational objectives for three domains, and classification of educational objective is known as taxonomy of educational objectives or Bloom's taxonomy. That means, so these observable instructional objectives can be we have to frame in a systematic manner. So the theory background we have to follow based on the Dr. Benjamin S. Bloom and his associates given a wonderful the design of taxonomy of educational objectives, that is termed as Bloom's taxonomy. Why we are saying only the Bloom's name in studying about the educational or instructional objectives? Because the major contribution given by the Benjamin S. Bloom only. Other associates also joined the hands, but the major contribution in framing the whole domains, it is given to Dr. S. Benjamin. He was the leader to compile all the domains. So that's why, so it is taxonomy, it is called always Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy of objectives. Classification of objectives are based on three modes or ways in which people function. These are called domains. That means Bloom's taxonomy, it is comprises of three domains. These three domains are classified on the basis of three modes or ways in which the people function. That means when you are presenting a content matter in front of the students, they are able to act or receive or perceive the information in three ways. One, it is related to, that means we can say, so whenever the thing, for example, if you are thinking about when you are presenting a content matter, let's see, when you are explaining about a triangle or types of triangles in front of the students, how they are receiving. Sometimes the students, they may appreciate, wow, triangle, it is such type of figure, a geometrical figure, so it is having a very good type of classification. To see them, it's very nice. Some of them, they wanted to manipulate by holding the model of such things. Some of them simply they are recalling, okay, the teacher is saying, so I will remember all these things, and like that, isn't it? So how they are perceiving the information, so depending upon that, they are kept the three domains. The domains are representation of the how the people function when we are presenting a content matter in front of the students. They are called as cognitive domain, second one is affective domain, and third one is psychomotor domain. Cognitive domain means, so just now I told you people, so the triangle, the concept, if you are presenting in front of the student, some of them they will recall, oh, like this is having sides, angles, like that. Cognitive, intellectual skills, it is related. Some students, and some of them affective domain, some of them students, they are appreciating, wow, so the triangle, it is having a variety of the classification, it will reaches their heart, that is appreciation. And psychomotor domain, some students, they won't sit like that, they wanted to hold the model of the triangle or cutouts, and they wanted to measure, so all these things they wanted to. So the way of perceiving and understanding or gaining the information when you are presenting the same content, it varies from child to child. So based on that, they kept three domains, that is cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. So like that, any topic you can take. So all the three ways the students, they are able to function when you are presenting the content. So these are said to be domains. Professor Benjamin S. Bloom and his associate, University of Chicago, developed and classified the domains of educational objectives. So let's see. Bloom in the year 1956 presented his taxonomy related to cognitive domain, giving emphasis to the hierarchy of cognitive process in attaining knowledge and development of thinking. Yes, so the cognitive domain actually the contribution of purely by Benjamin Bloom only in the year 1956. So this domain, it is morely related to the knowledge and development of thinking. It focuses more on the acquisition of the knowledge and development of the thinking. So this domain emphasis more on this. Later Krathwohl in the year 1964 introduced affective domain, and Simpson in the year 1966 developed psychomotor domain. They described the hierarchical development of three domains of the learner through instruction. THROUGH, spelling mistake is there. Through instruction. This classification of objective is known as Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. So this complete three domains comprises the Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives: cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. Affective domain, it deals with the how the students they are developing their attitude and how they are showing interest and appreciation regarding to that one. And also we can say sometimes the Gandhiji is said about the definition of education. Education is that it is for three H's. One is for head, another one is for heart, and another one is for hand. Head means to gain or acquisition of the knowledge with it refers actually, and heart means it has to reaches the hearts of the students. They must appreciate, they must develop interest to learn such things like that. So that is nothing but second H. Third H refers to the hand. That means manipulation of the things, or nothing but coordination between the different types of the our organs, like that to do something. So skill oriented. So these are the three domains also we can say. So that's the thing. Psychomotor domain, it deals with the skill development. So the taxonomy of objectives, how it is actually we can classify the objectives. The word taxonomy is derived from two Greek word taxis, which means order or an arrangement, and nomos, which means law or science. So that the taxonomy, the meaning refers to here it is science of classification. Whenever we are using science, that means systematic classification. Here also the objectives classification is nothing but systematic classification of the three domains, so that the young teachers can understand very clearly when they are preparing their objectives for each and every class. Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy is an attempt to identify, define, classify and organize a comprehensive range of educational objectives into a compact and measurable units. Yes, I have already told you. So the aims and educational objectives are broader in nature. They require longer duration to achieve, but instructional objectives very important, so that we can derive from the educational objectives, so that it is measurable units. So the instructional objectives are measurable units. The taxonomy helps us to identify and define and classify and organize a comprehensive range of educational objectives into a compact and measurable units, are called as nothing but instructional objectives. ಸೊ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸನ್ನು ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ನಮಗಿದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಾನಮಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್, ಬ್ಲೂಮ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಾನಮಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ Benjamin S. Bloom, born Benjamin Samuel Bloom. So in the year 1913, February 21st. So died September 13, 1999. That means at the age of 86 at Chicago. Nationality United States citizen. Education PhD in education So University of Chicago was from occupation educational psychologist. Employer, so the American Educational Research Association. So yes, definitely this is one such association worldwide accepted the results, papers, articles, and well known for research area, one of the reputed association. So that's why, so now till now also we are using Benjamin Bloom's classification of objectives. Even it was proposed in the year 1956, isn't it? But later we were discussed Anderson's revised taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy, with the certain modifications, but still it is well accepted Benjamin classification of objectives. Taxonomy, complex schema for classification of phenomena or idea. Just now I have told. So this is about that. Bloom's taxonomy is an attempt to identify, define, classify and organize a comprehensive range of educational objectives into a compact and measurable structure, nothing but instructional objectives. Yes, educational objectives. Three domains are like this, classified under the Bloom's taxonomy. First one, it is cognitive domain. Second one, it is affective domain. And third one, psychomotor domain. Cognitive domain objectives. Bloom was identified objectives and specification relating to the cognitive in the year 1956. This is given by Bloom in the year 1956. So the most stress is to acquire knowledge. Yes, cognitive domain, it deals with the acquisition of the knowledge and development of intellectual abilities and skills. The cognitive domain of objectives more focuses about the intellectual abilities and skill development, intellectual skills. So the hierarchy of cognitive objective. Yes, he has given cognitive objectives. So there are 6 objectives comes under the cognitive domain. The objectives are hierarchically arranged. So the lower level of the objectives under the cognitive domain is knowledge. Then middle level comes comprehension, bar understanding. So when we are comprehension using only for the languages, so for mathematics and course subject we are using instead of comprehension, understanding. So the next one, it is application, and the higher level of objectives are called as so analysis, synthesis, evaluation. Evaluation is the topmost and hierarchically higher order type of objectives in the cognitive domain. Basic level or fundamental lower level of objective is that knowledge. So these are the hierarchical order of cognitive domain objectives. So we have to focus at the lower level, means when we are dealing with the for example primary level, we have to focus more on the knowledge type of objective rather than going for the higher type of order of the objectives. For the secondary school level up to application, we can take knowledge, comprehension and application. After plus 2 level or plus 2 onwards, so this is going to be analysis, synthesis and evaluation. So these are the pattern we have to fix when we are presenting the content matter or a subject in front of the students. So what type of the age group of the students we are having, based on that we have to frame our objectives. When you are teaching for a lower level of the students, that means primary level, only for the knowledge purpose you have to teach. Just they have to recall and remember, not understanding and application format of the things. When you are teaching a set for 5th standard students, the students must be able to just recall what is a set, what are the types of set and notation of the sets. These are the simple fundamental about a set. But the problem solving comes when they are coming to the higher secondary school or secondary school level, isn't it? When they are coming to the secondary school level 8th standard, they will study detail about the application of the types of sets in terms of the problems. That is an application level. There you can give such type of content matter and you can expect the type of behavior among the students, what type of the behavioral change you are expecting. So this is an application level. So depending upon the age group of the students, you have to fix. When you are going to the higher secondary or plus 2 level, so analysis, synthesis and evaluation comes. These are the hierarchy of cognitive domain objectives. Knowledge. So what is knowledge? Ability to recall or recognize already learned information. When you are teaching something, the students must be able to recall and recognize. You have to fix when you are going to teach for any content for the students. This is a lower level. So this is not only for a secondary school level. Of course it is necessary, but apart from that, the student has to be understand. Comprehension comes language, understand, ability to organize and arrange the materials mentally. That is comprehension, that is understanding. That is also very important. Application, ability to select and apply already learnt rules. Yes, mathematics at the secondary school level application, it is a very important objective. One must has to be fix or state when they are going to teach for their kids at the secondary school level. So the application type of objectives, that means ability to select and apply already learned rules. Help the students to select their own formula or a method and apply it and try out to come up with the new solutions. So this is one of the objective you have to prepare. Next comes analysis. Analysis is nothing but ability to break up a given communication into its constituent elements or parts. Yes. So that is nothing but analysis. Synthesis, ability to produce a new communication from many sources. It is nothing but putting together. That is nothing but a synthesis. Last one, it is evaluation, nothing but judgment, ability to judge or values of materials and methods. That is an evaluation. Or you have to criticize. That is a thing. Next, affective domain. This is given by Krathwohl in the year 1964 about affective domain. It is the development of attitude, values, appreciation, adjustments, etc. It deals with the emotional aspect. Yes, it deals with the emotional aspect of the students. So that is most important. I told in the earlier slide. So when you are presenting a content matter, the students responding in a three modes, isn't it? One, they are thinking about information or gaining the facts and application format, etc. That is related to the cognitive development. It relates to the intellectual skills. And second one, some of the students, they are really enjoying. Wow, what it is! It's really good. It's nice. It's really to show. They are really showing interest when we are teaching like there's some concepts and like that. So when reaches to their hearts, that part, it is nothing but an affective domain objectives. Some of them they are developing positive attitude, and some of them they are cultivating values, and they are appreciation and showing interest. Nothing that is nothing but adjustment, isn't it? This is what we can say affective domain objectives. Level of objectives comes under this. The first lower level of objective, here also we are having 5 level of objectives comes under the affective domain, but in the cognitive domain there are 6 levels of objectives. The lower level of objective, here it is receiving. That means when you are saying something, the students, they are listening, that is receiving. Responding, if they are asking question, or sometimes if you are asking questions, if they are responding, that is also called as responding. So these are the two types of responding. So when you are keeping in your mind before going to start your lesson, all these objectives you have to achieve. That is most important, not just to teach only because to finish your syllabus. So that's why we have to fix the what type of the objectives you have to keep, you are going to achieve among your students while teaching your content or a topic. The next one, it is valuing. Yes, valuing of with related to the particular concept. Next, organization, putting together in a systematic way. After organization, characterization. They want to develop their own characterization regarding to the particular concepts like that. So these are the 5 levels of objectives comes under the affective domain. So these are the, so characterization comes later, higher order of objective again. So at the secondary school level, receiving, responding and valuing things can be achieved through the while teaching your mathematical concepts. They can show interest, they are receiving all the information, responding, say sometimes they can ask questions and they can respond in a different modes, isn't it? So you have to give chance to them, fix your objectives. Next, move on to the psychomotor domain. Elizabeth Simpson and R.H. Dave have formulated the objectives relating to the psychomotor domain in the year 1972. So this is focuses on motor skills. Motor skills means manipulation of the objects. So nothing but a coordination between hands and mind, how they are moving and to do something. It's related to that one. That is nothing but psychomotor domain objectives. Yes, just simply listening and simply recalling the information not only going to be useful for the students, because it has to be allow the students to perform something. So the performance, it is nothing but deals with the psychomotor domain of objectives. Dave classification of psychomotor domain. Dave in the year 1969 from NCERT also contributed taxonomy for psychomotor domain, which is discussed below. Imitation, first one, it is lower level. It is simply an imitation of act student who energized through the cognitive as well as affective domain development. It means that student who learned how to write cognitive domain, willing to write affective domain, may imitate to write to get the ability to write, that is psychomotor domain. Yes. So I have already told these are all the domains also again hierarchically organized. That means in the each domain all the objectives are hierarchical order from lower to the higher level of objectives hierarchically arranged, as in the domains also. Cognitive domain is comes under the least. Then think about yourself, how we are teaching in every classrooms and in every school and colleges, isn't it? Every school rushing towards to achieve the lower domain of the objective, that is nothing but the cognitive domain, but we have to reach the psychomotor domain, that is most important but neglected also in our schools and colleges by every teacher most of the time. Allow the students, see this is and what actually the simple example here it is given. Imitation, it means students who learnt how to write, they learned so alphabets and problems how to write, that is a cognitive domain. Willing to write, they must be able to write themselves because they have to show interest and appreciate, that relates to the affective domain. And may imitate to write to get the ability to write. So they are trying to write imitation, how the teacher has written, like that they are copying so themselves, that is psychomotor domain. So this is what actually the higher order of objectives. So this is like that. So that is most important. So this is the basic level of psychomotor domain, just copying. So like the teacher. So that is imitation. So when you're teaching mathematics, the students able to imitate how you are writing or you are labeling, isn't it? So that is an object you have to keep in your mind. And geometrical, when you are naming the caps along with by using cap letters, naming of diagrams, etc., very important. Some students, they are not able to develop such skills. So this is an object you have to keep yourself when you are teaching with related to the geometric concepts and all. Imitation, how we can draw the rough sketch and all. Imitation, it is very important. So that is the thing. Manipulation, this level students try to do the imitant activity in various ways through the repetition. Your students try in many ways and styles to perform the activity and select appropriate one which is suitable and convenient to him or her. Manipulation, so manipulate performing something. So for example, if the student wants to draw a line or a diagram, or by using divider, all these things to how to hold and selection of the different suitable instrument, it is very important. When you are explaining about to draw something by using different geometrical equipments, the students must be able to hold. ಈಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, how to hold a scale to draw a exact 5 centimeters and without any error. That is a very important manipulation, what we can say. So selection of the ruler and geometrical instrument, it is very important. So how to hold, how to select, all these skills related to this type of objective, it is nothing but manipulation. Precision is in this level, student attains speed, accuracy, proportion, exactness, neatness in performing the act, which is acquired through the above two levels. Imitation and manipulation. After that, precision is also very important. So accuracy, 5 centimeter line means they have to draw 5 centimeter length of the line segment only, not 5.1. So accuracy, so that error, how can we overcome that error? By using a scale or any other instrument. So that is most important thing, accuracy, proportions, exactness. Because mathematics is a nothing but exact science, what we are saying. If you are not developing such skills among the students, that is not going to be useful and meaningful. This is one of the very important objectives, comes under the psychomotor domain when you are teaching mathematics subject. So next comes to the articulation. Here the student able to handle many actions in unison. This includes coordination, sequence and harmony among the acts, all those things. Articulation, so they have to represent articulation is nothing but they have to represent in their own way. That is what we can say, articulation. So sometimes maybe theoretical part, sometimes while they are doing some performances or measurements, like that. That is what we can say, articulation, way of presentation, articulated in different forms. That is also skills we can develop among the students with related to the coordination, sequence and harmony among the acts. Naturalization is the last and higher order of the psychomotor domain objective. This is the highest level in psychomotor domain. Here student attain the proficiency in performing the particular task. The action becomes automatic with the least physical as well as mental energy. Yes, this is proficiency they have to get. Proficiency, chaka-chak. So with the with the accuracy level. So this is possible. This is when it is possible, above all the remaining objectives, if they are developed in a proper way, naturalization automatically comes, isn't it? Some students with a fraction of seconds they will solve the problem. When their teacher is writing, that will become naturally so quick, so proficient in their work, like that. Construction also, if they are doing sometimes, so they beautifully they will construct in a with a fraction of seconds, or they will take only the few minutes to construct in an accurate way. So that is what we can say, naturalization. You can keep all these objectives when you are teaching mathematics. That is most important thing. These are the objectives comes under the psychomotor domain. Yes, this is okay. This is about the classification of objectives according to the Bloom's taxonomy of objectives. In the next upcoming video, we will discuss about how to state the suitable objectives when you are going to teach your concepts. So take care. The next video I will teach about how to state objectives by using different types of action verbs. Thank you. Take care. Be safe.